Let's talk about NFTs.
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 Explain NFTs to people that don't know what you're talking about.
This is the third most expensive artwork ever sold by a living artist at auction.
NFTs are now this new frontier, if you will. Are we getting it right when it comes to NFTs?
2021 was undoubtedly the year NFTs hit the mainstream, becoming a $40 billion market in the last 12 months. Most coverage of NFTs is focused on things like PFPs and static art. We believe this fails to show just how much utility this technology can have long term. We see music as a key utility for NFTs and believe they could reshape an entire industry. Despite the cultural significance and impact music has had over the past few decades, the industry pales in comparison to other forms of entertainment. Streaming has been a godsend for fans, who get access to practically every song ever released for just a few dollars a month. Unfortunately, we can't say the same for artists. A report in 2018 showed that artists only take home 12% of the money the music industry makes. If you're an artist whose song gets streamed 1 million times, congratulations! You've likely barely made rent for a month in a major city. The current industry model makes it difficult for up-and-coming artists to enjoy success without signing into restrictive and often overbearing contracts. Artists regularly have to sign away rights to their own work in exchange for access to opportunities to grow. This gives power to industry gatekeepers who ultimately decide who can and can't succeed and who have a final say on many aspects of an artist's career. At their core, music NFTs open the industry door for artists of all size. NFTs provide a new way for artists to make money from their work and represent the next step in allowing fans to engage with their heroes without the need for a middleman. There's a growing opportunity for artists to spark careers and sustain themselves on their own terms, maintaining the rights to their work while also creating genuine relationships with fans.
The music industry in itself is still living off of a very old model.
This is Latasha, a hip-hop artist who's found success in the music NFT space after years of struggling with traditional music labels.
A 0.00001 cent of each stream is insanity to me. We need to live in a world that music is seen as valuable as any other type of work or job.
Since minting her first NFT in February 2021, Latasha has gone on to become one of the most prolific musicians in the space. The music video for her song Go Go Wine sold for 13.4 ETH in December 2021, becoming the highest paid for a music video on Zora. Latashas Story highlights not only the important monetary lifeline that music NFTs can provide artists, but also the intangible benefits this new technology can bring too.
So what NFTs are doing for me is, one, allowing me more time to focus just on the music and make incredible things that I imagine, allowing me to support my homies that have been a part of this with me. And then I get choice. So now I get to choose who's on my team, who I want to work with, who I want to build with. And I get to help my mama at the same time, and still have all this income still rolling in. And so it's affirmation, it's validation, it's healing for a lot of artists that feel like they aren't enough.
Similar stories are beginning to crop up throughout the industry. Established artists who've already found their audience are finding new ways to interact with and engage with fans through NFTs. Take our experience with Grammy-nominated duo Disclosure. In March last year, we bought the Disclosure face as an NFT in an online auction.
Mr. Delphi Digital is now the proud owner of the Disclosure Face NFT. Well done, Matt.
Through the bid, we won entry into any Disclosure show worldwide and, against the odds, became friends with Guy Lawrence. We invited him onto our podcast and spoke in depth about the future of music NFTs and the industry in general.
As a musician, I've been very used to considering like an MP3 as art for 10 years now. I just see it like that. You're taking ownership over a digital code that only you can have. And then the real world experiences that you could build into that, I think, is the real killer selling point. The fact that you guys now own my NFT, you can come to any Disclosure show you want in the world and you'll get in. That's cool. If you're an indie artist right now and you've got major labels trying to sign you, I would consider that very carefully, or at least consider the part of the contract that is about NFTs, or if there isn't a part in the contract about NFTs, make sure there is.
Through the purchase of this NFT and the friendship with Guy that followed, we were able to party alongside him at 2 events we held later in the year. While undoubtedly a special case, it's evident NFTs can help broker special artist-fan relationships. And while there is still much to be explored in the music NFT space, it's still early. The gatekeepers of the music industry, a notoriously difficult industry to crack, won't go without a fight. It will take some time before NFTs are embedded into the social fabric of artists and how they go about creating their art. In the meantime though, while the gatekeepers do their best to keep control, we foresee experiences being a low-hanging fruit for a way for creators to get exposure to this space and start playing around. NFTs offer a lifeline for more artists to make a living from their work, which will accelerate their adoption. For a deeper dive into what's going on in the space, head over to our research platform at Delphi Digital to read our latest report, or simply scan the QR code.